We are back in LA. That 6-hour flight with Margaret was not the funnest thing we've ever done. She has not been on a plane in a while. I feel like before we flew so much, but we haven't flown with her for about 6 months. And we haven't been flown for 6 months, which might be the longest time we haven't flown in years. So it was a long flight for us all, especially Margaret. We left our house in Florida at like 4 a.m. And so we had like a massive baby tantrum on the plane, trying to get her to sleep. And she finally went to sleep. But before that, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, everyone around us on this flight. This is a disaster. But we're home in LA. Feels really good to be back. Really crazy. We rested most of yesterday, and now I am on my way to rehearsal. It's kind of crazy because I haven't done a wedding in about 6 months, which also might be the longest I've never done a wedding in years. So I'm just like heading out to this rehearsal, and I'm so excited, but I'm also just like, oh wow, here we go. Mckenna is back in action. My incision opened up a little bit on Disney Day, and there has been bleeding in it, coming out of it. And so I am going to this wedding very calm, very chill, very delicately, to not open back up anything. We're gonna keep everything closed. So come along with me for my rehearsal, and then I have a wedding tomorrow, and then I have venue tours and walkthroughs the rest of the week. So it's gonna be fun. It is wedding day for R&J, and I'm about to go head to the venue. It was a wonderful rehearsal last night, very peaceful, very cozy. LA traffic hit the border party hard though, and we started a little bit late, but it was still perfect and so beautiful. First wedding back is today. I'm feeling very sore, so I took extra pain medicine to kind of gather myself. Mark's just having a hard morning, so you can probably hear her in the background fussing. But it's gonna be a really good, beautiful wedding day. I went to bed last night and I told Spencer, I was like, I just feel so much more like myself. Like, weddings were my first love. And it's really good to be back. So I'm gonna change out my pajamas and get into my wedding attire and then head to the wedding. I will check in when I get there. It is wedding day for Joe and Rachel, and I just got to the venue. It's gonna be such a peaceful wedding day. I can feel it in my bones. Like, sometimes for weddings, I'm just like, I know something's gonna go wrong. I'm like prepping for it, but today I feel so calm. It's gonna be a chill, happy, wonderful, peaceful vibe of a day. We're back at the Garland. The Garland is actually the first venue in California that I did. It's my first California wedding so many years ago. And so for my first wedding back, it feels really special and really sweet and just really right. And so we have like 60 people coming today, and it's just going to be filled with like happiness and calmness and just like sweetness. So we're excited. I was talking to Spencer last night, and this is like the first wedding since September that I haven't either been miscarrying or haven't had like active crazy bleeding. Because in September 14th was when the doctor said I had my first miscarriage. And so I left the wedding thinking that I was miscarrying, and they told me I was in the hospital. Then I bled, and then every wedding after that, I just bled and bled. And then in October, I thought I was hemorrhaging because that's how much blood came out. And then I went to the doctor, and they're like, oh, you're still pregnant, but you're definitely miscarrying now, which is so confusing and so weird. And so like last fall, I had some of my favorite weddings I've ever done in my entire life, but also some of the hardest weddings I've ever done because it was such an emotional behind the scenes for me. Because, you know, when I was pregnant with Margaret, she came to all my weddings, and I would always be like, oh my gosh, I'm sharing this with her. And then when I was pregnant with Mary Claire, I felt the same way. And so I'd be like bleeding, thinking she was dying as I was doing weddings, which was really just so sad and really hard. And so I'm so thankful to be here and to be able to do weddings, but it's also kind of bittersweet because it's the first wedding that she's actually down here with me since I was pregnant with her. So lots of feelings today. I'm also so very grateful that I'm even able to do weddings. There was a little bit sitting in the hospital, and then when my emergency surgery happened, I really thought I would never do a wedding again. And so lots of emotional vibes for Mckenna today. But I'm just really grateful to be here and able to still do weddings. I always call weddings my first love because I've done them since I was like 13 years old. And so I'm back. Mckenna's back. I feel like the best introversion of myself at a wedding day. And so I'm here, I'm grateful, and it's gonna be a really, really good day. I've also brought an actual coffee cup from the restaurant where I had brunch at with me today. So I'm coming super grateful, but also super caffeinated. I was about to give my team escort cards to drop, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, there's no meal indicators for these escort cards, and the couple forgot to put the indicators on their place card. So it's okay. I am creating a color-coded system with markers in their wedding colors to let the waitstaff know where to drop which entree. But these are the things on weddings that would really stress me out when I first started, but this stage of the game, I'm just like, well, we're gonna make it work. And so I'm gonna color code all of the escort cards right now. This is why I bring colored markers to weddings.
Knowing when it was right to marry someone.
Future that has never happened.
This night, I take you, Rachel, to drink.
They are married, they're celebrating. I just brought them their signature cocktails. Kristen is watching them, and I am gonna go shut all the behind the scenes gates we had to open to get them to the secret entrance before ceremony. So I'm gonna go, and I'm an actual gatekeeper. Cocktail hour is over, and we're getting lined up for the grand entrance. I am hiding out in the room. It's not the room, it's like the vendor room. I love this room because the door locks when you come in, so it's hard for other people to get in. I am eating dinner. I always eat dinner after I let all the other vendors eat because I don't like socializing during dinners at weddings. This is like my chance to like make sure I know what's going on for the grand exit and just like be at peace and be alone and drink coffee and water. So everyone else went. I sent my assistant, and now I'm up here, and it's so peaceful and so quiet. It was a good day. I am very sore. When we did our Disney day last week, I sat a lot of it. Like, you know, we went on the fair ride and I sat. We had like a 2-hour lunch with Pooh and friends, and I sat. But my incision opened back up and it bled. And so since then, I've been very gentle with it. But I am trying to take it as easy as I can. But it's just really hard because I have so much fun at weddings. Kristen keeps going, Mckenna, you have to sit, Mckenna, you have to sit. I was like, no, I don't. I have so much to do. I'm so excited. It's been a really good day. The bride and groom are so happy, which means we are so happy. Some of the guests I actually know from other weddings, and so that was a fun surprise. And so it's just peaceful. The cinnamon roll station has opened, the dessert station has opened, the slider bar has opened. And so as I was eating my short ribs, I was like, do I want short ribs or do I really want sliders and cinnamon rolls? Since my surgery, I can't eat as much. I feel like every time I'm just like a little tiny bit full, I just have a lot of pain. And so I have to prioritize when I eat and what I eat. So it's just like, if I could only eat 6 bites of something, what do I want those 6 bites to be? And so I ate my short rib. And so maybe I'll be hungry in 3 hours for sliders, but I kind of doubt it. But it's been a wonderful day. I'm so thankful to be back. There was like a moment when I had my emergency surgery where I was just like, this is it. And I'll never do a wedding again. And I'll never experience life again. And in the hospital, I would just be like, am I ever gonna be well? What is, because everything felt so uncertain, everything felt so scary. And so it's an emotional day, and this whole weekend, and like prepping for venue tours and walkthroughs next week. It's just, I'm just really glad to be here. I wish Mary Claire was here too though. So it's just like so happy, but also so sad at the same time. But today was a good day. I'm going to finish eating my dinner in peace. And then I'm gonna go hunt down bubbles for Grand Exit because I have it on my timeline that there's bubbles, but I've not found any bubbles and I've searched every box that was brought here. So I'm gonna go track down some bubbles, but first I'm gonna finish my coffee. It's 8 o'clock and I'm having coffee. I think I'm still young enough to be able to go to sleep. But who knows? I've been feeling my age lately. Breakdown for weddings is such a vibe and it happens so fast after the couple and the guest leaves. And I always tell my couples, go on your Grand Exit, don't look back, don't come back, because seeing your reception broken down is like the saddest thing ever. Breakdown is just about done. I'm going to bed. Wedding is done and I'm gonna go drink limoncello, shower, and go to bed. It was a wonderful day. It was a sweet day. It was a precious day. It was a really great day back for my first wedding. It's like the first wedding I've had since September 13th, where I didn't like have a crazy bleeding episode. And so even though I'm very sore now and I was really sore throughout the day and I had to take little breaks, the whole day I was just like, wow, this is the first wedding since September where it wasn't like a medical emergency almost every time. And so I'm just so grateful. And I always say like weddings are my first love. I've been a wedding planner since I was 16, but I got into the wedding industry doing wedding hair actually. So I like got hired for my first wedding, tiny little baby Mckenna at 13. And so I ended up just doing wedding hair and I'd see these wedding planners and I was like, I don't know if I really want to do wedding hair. I think I want to run weddings. And so then I had an internship with this amazing talented wedding planner. And like I've just gone from there. And so like since like to the core of my being is a little girl who loves weddings. And so it's such a big part of me that I've missed so very much the last 6 or 7 months. And so I'm just so thankful to be back in action and that my body is finally able, even if I had to sit down and take breaks a lot, even though I wasn't quite at 100%, even though I couldn't lift anything. I'm just still so grateful that I was able to be here today. So I'm gonna shower and then I'm gonna go to bed. I will see you all next week. We have venue tours and walkthroughs. And after that, we head to Vegas. So it's gonna be March and I take Vegas because Spencer is going to distribution conference. And so I've never been to Vegas. And now there's Margie. And so it'll be our first time at Vegas together. And so that will be wild. I don't know how it's gonna go, but we'll experience it together. So I hope you guys have a really great week. I hope whatever you're doing that it's beautiful and lovely. And I will see you all very soon. Bye guys.